Hi, I'm Earl Wyvern. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm here at Pouzza 11 with Matty Grace.
Hi.
And we're gonna ask six questions. I know you're back and forth between Ottawa and Halifax a lot. Why?
I couldn't let a couple projects die. I really like Cluttered. I think that's a good band. I'm proud of the things that we've done. And we have a bunch of new stuff coming, so I'm excited for that. We're gonna do some shows this summer. We're gonna do a little tour in July and play a festival in Ottawa at the end of July and keep working on a record.
Excellent.
Yeah.
When you're, who are the go-to bands when you're in Ottawa? Who are the go-to bands that you want to play with when you're in Halifax?
Oh yeah. So Ottawa, I've always had like a huge love for the Ottawa scene. My old band Future Girls used to play Ottawa Explosion Weekend a bunch, and that's how I made friends, and that was why I decided to relocate to Ottawa, is because I had like kind of a family base that was easy to swoop in. There's a sick hardcore band that the drummer of my D-Beat band, Zeal, and Crisis Party, they play in a band called Zoo Man. Zoo Man is fucking awesome. When their demo drops, it's gonna be great. I love Dogma. They're like an anarcho-punk band. Those bands are sick. Those are kind of my main go-tos. Like Ultra Love, or like a 90s screamo throwback thing, but like lots of like samples and effects and shit. Ultra Love are awesome. Yeah, Ottawa's got a really dope scene. Halifax, more so lately, I've been really leaning towards like the shows I like to go to are like hardcore shows.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I have fun at. That's what I want to see. That's what I like to do. So Crisis Party was just in Halifax. We played with Black Dog. Black Dog are great. Bougie Boys, they're a sick band. Cross Wires, like they're still going, and they have a new drummer, and that's gonna be super sick when their new thing comes out. Like Halifax has a great scene, but it's very much like Brett and Isolation.
Farting away.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Are those? Can we find at least some of them on Bandcamp?
All of them are on Bandcamp.
Amazing.
The one I forgot, but I will say in Halifax, Book Buddies is the best band in Halifax.
Nice.
Book Buddies is AJ and Becca from Cluttered's project where Becca writes all the songs.
Cool.
Book Buddies are the shit. I gotta throw that out. But yeah, yes.
Yeah, just a chance to drop every name you can.
Every name,
Drop
yeah.
every single one.
See how good my memory is.
You do Crisis Party, you do Cluttered, you do solo stuff. How do you decide what material goes for which? Like, what makes something? What makes you choose a song for a solo thing and not give it to Cluttered, or like?
Sometimes Cluttered, like after the fact, we'll be like, let's do a full band version of this solo song. But a big thing with the solo stuff is it's like there's like an urgency to it. Like the EP that Tarantula Tapes just put out, the Breakdown of Progress, that side of the tape.
The pink one?
The pink one,
I have
yeah.
that.
Sick.
Yeah.
I did the layout. That was one of my first things doing layout
Nice.
for. But the first side of that tape, the Breakdown of Progress, I wrote that over like 4 days in December. And then like there was a third song on it that I scrapped, and then I wrote this other song because I got stranded in Halifax. Fuck you, Flair Airlines, over Christmas. And I just, while I'm getting a drive back to Montreal to then take the bus to Ottawa, I write this really like sad, very sad song, Transient Passings. And I was like, that's gotta go on the tape. It fits the theme of everything.
Yeah.
So like sometimes solo stuff becomes Cluttered stuff. Usually I just know. All the Crisis Party stuff is like steeped in like Wipers worship, garage rock and hardcore, and Cluttered is more like Dillinger 4, Against Me, Lawrence Arms, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And the solo stuff is just like, I had somebody, I played a show with that band Super Crush, who are really cool, and their drummer came up to me after the solo stuff and was like, it's like Latterman meets the Weaker Thans. And I was like, yes, you fucking get it. That's exactly what I'm shooting for with the solo stuff.
Don't you love it when you can listen to a band and go, so they listen to like Husker Du and like Midwestern Wisconsin. Kind
Yeah,
of shit.
that's every Crisis Party show. They're just like, oh, you sound like the first couple were weird. Somebody's like, you sound like Leatherface. I was like, we do not sound like Leatherface. But the last time we played in Montreal a few weeks ago, and somebody's like, Wipers meets Husker Du, and I was like, yeah, totally. And they're like, how do you do those Husker Du chords? And I was like, I just do. That's how I learned how to play.
Yeah.
I call it lack of technique, call it learning from records, call it what you will. And they were like, oh, I have a really hard time with that. And I was just like, maybe you're not gay enough. And then I like walked away from the merch table.
Husker Du's for the gays.
Oh yeah, 2/3
We don't
of them
talk
are.
about that enough.
2/3 of them are, and fucking their bass player's mustache. Like, that's all gay culture.
If that's not flagging, I don't know what is.
Runs a restaurant now.
Exactly.
That's pretty fucking queer.
What do you think of house shows?
I love them. I played my first house show in almost a decade at Halloween with Crisis Party. We played with Puffer, who were an awesome band from Montreal. The Puffer demo, for context, the Puffer demo we listened to on both ends of the Crisis Party tours probably cumulatively like 45 times.
Yeah.
So we played a basement Halloween house show with Puffer, and we went as like hot goths, and like our bass player went in drag. And we did all that shit.
I
and
saw
it was-
pictures from that.
Yeah, it was great. We got like pro photos taken by my pal Alyssa, and house shows are the shit. They're the thing that like I love playing like DIY spots, and I love playing community spaces. I still, and I think I will forever grapple with the idea of playing at a bar where you're trying to make money through drink sales to compensate people while you are subjecting your art to a crowd that may or may not give a fuck.
Exactly.
So I definitely will probably continue to struggle with that for the rest of my life, but it is the nature of the thing that we're in. So you kind of have to like eat shit a little bit.
Yeah, it's unfortunately part of the fucking game that we're trying to play. Do you mind telling me a little bit about the song Stories in City Limits?
Sure. Cool. I wrote that whole EP, what ended up being August 2021. Halifax, like, statistically has a huge queer, gender non-conforming population. Like the intersection of those things is big, but I never really found community because, like, I was like one of the only queer punks that was like out and doing stuff and around. And that shifted a little bit. Now I'm just like the mom to this era of like queer kids who are coming up who like punk shows and want to do stuff, which is sick. But it was really, really taxing, like living in Halifax as an out trans person, like being like having like dysphoria and then being like, I look okay today, things are fine, and then go like wearing a dress and walking down the street and somebody calling you sir or somebody calling you the F slur or whatever. And I just got so fucking beaten down by it that I was like, I gotta process this somehow. I have to write some songs. And so Dysphoria City Limits came out of that. It's kind of the feeling of like when you're grappling with all of that stuff, it's very tricky to not just feel like everything is hopeless and everything is bleak and everything is just like, you're like, why am I fucking doing this? If I could just push aside my shit for 5 minutes, I could like maybe conform to being a cog in this fucked up machine that we are all a part of, that most people don't see. Most people don't see that
they don't realize exists, and you know, when confronted with, will deny that it exists because they don't realize how embedded they are in it.
It's the whole Matrix allegory, right? Like, so Dysphoria City Limits is literally, I was just like, that would be a good title, and then I wrote the song, and like, it never says Dysphoria City Limits in the song. I don't even know, like,
I love songs like that though. It doesn't have to have any of those words actually in the song.
It's the Weaker Than thing. It's the Dillinger Ford thing. They never say the cat's name is Virtue, but like, the cat's name is Virtue. But yeah, fucking, I was just really fed up. That whole EP is really intense because like, I've never played it front to back.
Yeah.
Because live, and there's capo shifts and it would take a little bit of time, but like, there's just something about some of those songs that I'm just like, it's almost like feeding in, like when you don't feel well, sometimes you like feed into it and it makes it worse because then you start catastrophizing on top of everything. So I don't always like, I play Dysphoria City Limits every cluttered show and every solo set I play. We play that song, and it seems to resonate with people because like it's kind of a universal theme if you are a person who does not align with the gender that they were assigned at birth, or does not believe in the gender binary at all. So, yeah.
Very bad.
Yeah.
I'm currently living in a super duper small town. I graduated back to like where I was in high school and closeted and was living through that nightmare and not even having the language for transness.
Oh yeah. If I had the language, even if the non-binary conversation was more prominent in like 2004, I would have been like not binary in high school.
Yeah.
But like, that wasn't really a conversation until after I came out and like that kind of stuff. And there was a lot of like me, like leading up to coming out, it was like, oh, she's got long hair and her nails are painted all the time and she's waifishly thin. Like, what the fuck are you doing? And it was just like, when I came out, people were like, well, no shit.
Yeah.
Like, you're deeply sad. You're obviously dealing with something. You're trying to appease your feelings of your body. No shit, you're trans. And I was like, yep, I know. I feel like I'm very subtle, but subtlety's an art, and I have not mastered that art yet.
Yeah. I feel like I'm being very loud about it where I'm from, and they're just going, no, that's fine, okay, everything is fine.
It's
Everything's fine.
It's why I won't go back to my hometown.
Fair. So on that note, just kind of wrapping it up, do you have any advice for queer punks trying to make shit happen these days as a queer punk mom?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is like, kids are rad now. They like have the language and they know like what's cool and they know like how to be anti-fash and they know that like if there's problematic behavior it needs to be rehabilitated and they know all of these things, so they like make cool shit on their own. The thing that I would say is like, don't be defeated when you start running into roadblocks, because you're going to at some point want to carve your own path with this shit. There's a band from PEI that we played with called Super Megaton, and I had met a couple of those individuals when my other band Century I played at PEI, and it was really, really sweet, and they were very earnest and very much like, we hold you in really high esteem, like you're from the Maritimes, you're a queer out person who's doing this shit, like we hold you in really high esteem. And I'm like, I saw their band and they did this awesome Stooges cover, and like the girl who was too shy to talk to me or look me in the eyes, just like ripping fucking like awesome solos. And then I was like, no, like you can, it's cool to like have people you admire or whatever, but like just know that I'm in your corner.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of the thing. Like if you're doing cool shit and you're, especially if you're queer and you're community minded and you want to like make shit happen, I get your fucking back.
Yeah.
And there's a good chance that we probably play a show together or some shit. Like, yeah, that is because I've been around for a long time, so I'll kind of
Nice.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Despondent and inconsolable.